Good Sunday morning, everyone. This is A Life Transformed with Mama Judy, and today's subject is going to be positive self-direction. Most of what I teach and talk about each week is from Dr. Dennis Waitley, who is listening to his tapes and reading his books is what helped me to be able to grow up and have a real life. Okay, so I have a lot to do and I want to read some things to you. But first, let's talk about where we've been. We've talked about our comfort zone, self-expectancy, positive self-motivation, our very important self-image, and today is self-direction. Okay, so, all my videos are now on my YouTube channel. So if you just go to my website, it's jmrkenterprises.com. And there's a button on there, it takes you right to my YouTube channel. So, all right. So let's go and start here. Okay. To have self-direction, you need to have a positive plan so that you can turn your imagination into reality. You know, children, when they play pretend, they believe that they can do that. They believe that it's reality and that they can change it. And that's what we need to do. We lose that as we become adults. We lose that ability somewhat. Positive self-direction gives you the ability to turn your dreams into goals. And there's a tremendous power in purpose. Winners know where they're going on a day-by-day basis. They are goal and role oriented. They set a goal that they want and they consistently reach that goal. Success is I want to read this right. Success is the progress day by day realization of goals that are worthwhile to the individual. So that's your decision. Every person has free agency and they can decide what their goal is. For some people, their goal is to watch soap operas during the day and sitcoms at night, or just be a couch potato and watch other people being very successful and them actually not doing anything. It says the reason that people never reach their goal is that they do not define what their goal is. And that's one of the most important things, is to define that goal. And part of that is actually writing that down. And they don't consider that the goals that they have are actually believable or attainable. And when you don't have that courage to look at the things that you want to do as being attainable, then you're never going to make them. Goals need to be written down in detail. All right. When you have no purpose, you have no direction. And he talks about in there about people that have worked a job for like 35 years. And they can't wait to retire so they can do nothing and be free. But they don't have any other interests in life. They don't have any other hobbies. So those people live maybe 5 to 7 years. And that's all they get of their retirement, because they didn't have someplace else to go. And when you drop a career that you've been in for 20, 30, 35 years, and all of a sudden you've got no other interests, you die. Because you have no purpose for life. We all need purpose. We need to have that purpose on a daily basis. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be something that earns you money, but it needs to be something that you're interested in, something that's good for your life, to keep your life going in the right direction. Okay, now I want to read this because last week I just talked about my friend who had passed away. The week before, we talked about self-image. Self-image is extremely important. And we have the judge, which is our conscious mind, and the robot, which is our subconscious. The subconscious is your memory bank. Everything goes in there, and it stays there forever. So you always want to have positive self-talk and put positive things in there so that those positive things are what's going to come out. you're always moving in the direction of your currently most dominant thought. If your currently most dominant thought is on your goal, then you are going to reach it. But the robot part of your brain is like an automatic system. It's like a torpedo that comes from a boat that's been programmed to go a certain place. Well, if it's programmed at a place that's too far, out of reach, then it's just going to wander around and it's going to self-destruct in the end. Well, and that's what I wanted to read you about. The human programming is very much the same. Set a goal, and your self-motivating system constantly monitoring self-talk and environmental feedback about the goal and self-adjusting image settings in its subconscious robot achievement mechanism makes every decision necessary to reach the goal. So when you put everything in there that you need to reach the goal, it's going to automatically come back. But you have to have that self-talk, and you have to every day reinforce that goal in your mind. Hi, Smitty. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so if you program with vague thoughts or fixed on unrealistic goal that is too far out of sight, the human system will wander aimlessly around in its world until it wears itself out and until it self-destructs. No different than a torpedo that isn't programmed correctly. Winners are people with a definite purpose in life. Losers are people who wander through life and self-destruct. So you want goals, and goals are very important. So you want lifetime goals, okay? And then you want as soon as possible goals. Soon as possible goals to me are very important. They're not ones you set a time limit on, because if you set a time limit on it, you're not going to reach that goal until that limit. And so these as soon as possible goals are character goals and attitude goals. So you have your lifetime goals. You know, what is it that you will fight for the rest of your life for? You need a 5-year plan, a 1-year program, and a 6-month campaign, and a summer project. There's always something going on. And when these things are written down and looked at daily, they're always in your mind. So even if you're not working on your goal, you're thinking about it. It's always there. Then you're headed in the right direction. And that's one of the most important things that we do, is constantly head in that correct direction for our life. Dr. Waitley writes, the secret of positive self-direction is in establishing a clearly defined goal, writing it down, and then dwelling on it morning, noon, and night, with words, pictures, emotions, as if you had already achieved it. And I know I see a lot of the women in my business group that have vision boards, and they put them up in their office of the things that they want. I do that a lot, okay, because I want to be in Hawaii. So I have pictures of Hawaii all over my house, and most of them are photographs I've taken. But that's always on my mind. That's my lifetime goal, is to be able to spend more time there than on the mainland. But there's, it's a goal, and it's in pictures all over my house. So it's one that one day I will attain. But I have work to do now, because now I don't have the money that I can just sit back and retire. But if I could, I have a lot of service work that I want to do. Now, I can't do it on a daily basis now the way I'd like to, but I do it weekly. So I always have something of service that I do at least once a week. And so when I am able to retire, I'll just do that full time. But there's so many people out there without goals. And so without a goal, you have no direction. And the perfect example of that for me was a man that lives across the street from us. And he had a very good job with a big company, made a lot of money, and he retired because he had so much money. And then about less than a year later, I see his company truck in his driveway. And I said, Lee, what are you doing? You go back to work? He says, oh yeah, I retired and I got bored. I went back to work. He didn't have something else to look forward to. We all need purpose. And that's why I love going to church. And this year I don't have to be there till 12:30, so it gives me time in the morning to do this. And I love it. It's part of my purpose. And being able to do that service work full time is such a tremendous idea to me, to have that. And so that's what I'm working for. And that's why I want to help people to be able to come to the point of understanding the importance of positive self-direction. So that if you have that direction in your life, it changes everything. Once you have a goal, it changes everything. Because then you've got something to work on. Now you have a purpose. People that lose in life don't have purpose. I actually have a client that I love dearly. But when her husband died, she gave up, and that was 30 years ago. And she's been sitting in front of the TV ever since. I've tried to get her out and tried to get her to move, but she won't do it. And so when that happens to you, you lose your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. You still need purpose. I mean, I've got a good, solid bookkeeping service that I own, and I run, and I've got clients, and I have income. But I know there's more to life, and I have other goals and things that I'm going to do when I do get to retire. Full time then. I do them now. I do them now weekly because these are things that I love, and you can call them what they are, hobbies, service work, whatever it is. But you need something else to do. Hi, Rebecca. See, now Rebecca, I love her. What she does is go and watch Celine Dion. She follows her. But that's her purpose, and she loves it, and she enjoys it. I see it on Facebook all the time. I have another friend from grade school and high school, Julie, and she puts all these wonderful things on Facebook all the time about how to make different foods and different creative, craft things. I don't do craft things. I'm really bad at those. But they have purpose. They know what they like. And as long as you have a real purpose that is satisfying to you, then you're going to go in that direction. So you always need to be careful of what your purpose is. You need to think about that. You need to have those yearly lifetime goals, 5-year goals, 1-year goals, 6-month projects. You need to have those things in front of you on a daily basis. That's why you write them down and you look at them and you work on them. You know, we've talked about so many things over the past few weeks, and I plan on doing this till the end of the year when my church schedule changes. Then I'll have to do it in the afternoon. But I love this. I love the idea of learning how to be a better person. And that's what I learned from Dr. Dennis Waitley. And I needed that. After my divorce, I had no direction. I was that torpedo that hadn't been programmed. And I was on my way to self-destruct. And so listening to him helped me to give me the self-image and the direction and the expecting. You always get what you expect. You're always moving in the direction of your currently most dominant thought. You always have to remember that. And that's why you have to be so careful of what your dominant thoughts are. Are they good? Are they good for you? Are they useful? When you have dominant thoughts that are going in the right direction, that changes everything for you. Because then you're going to go in that direction and your life's going to be good. So that's a message for today. It's positive self-direction. It's something that you need to work on and you need to look at on a daily basis. And if you go to my website, my IT lady has a button on there that goes right to my YouTube page. And it has all my videos. And each one talks about a different topic. And when I'm through with these, I have a whole nother set. I got to have enough to keep me going for a year. But anyway, So I want you all to have a wonderful Sunday. And remember that truth is eternal. It doesn't change. The things I learned from Dennis Waitley 35 years ago are exactly what we all need. They are the truth. And there's other people that teach it. They might teach it in a different, say it a different way, but it's all the same thing. And truth doesn't change. And goals are important. And it doesn't matter whether you're working or retired. Goals are very important. They are what keep you going. They are what make your life absolutely beautiful on a daily basis. And remember, always, to have an attitude of gratitude for your life as it is today, or you can't go on. I love you all. Thanks for being here. See you next Sunday.